host of 7 News in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend. This is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.
Good evening. My name is Brittany Harris.
My name is Twana Genus.
And I'm Alex Bell.
And we welcome you to FAMU News 20. Tonight, we have a special on infant mortality rates and how it affects the Tallahassee community.
Infant deaths are a very serious issue nationally, even more so here in Tallahassee, Florida.
To get a more in-depth look, we interviewed 2 health and wellness centers here in Tallahassee, Florida. And we have an informational including how to properly lay your baby in the crib. We also have a special guest tonight who has a specialization in the area.
To begin, we have Dylan Burnsett at Capital Regional Hospital.
Thank you, Brittany. Infant mortality is a subject that is encroaching on Leon County as well as the state of Florida. I'm sitting here this evening with Mr. Donald Harper, who is an employee at Healthy Start of Florida and has offered to answer some questions on the subject. Thank you for being here today, Mr. Harper.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Burnsett.
In the year 2014, the infant mortality rate within the state of Florida was 6.0. Now, if we compare that to Leon County in the same year, we see almost a 20% increase in our infant mortality rate, which was 7.1. Can we get some of your thoughts on what contributing factors are to that increased rate?
You're right, Dylan. Those are staggering numbers. And it is a huge concern for us here in Leon County. We believe that the contributing factors to this high infant mortality rate are poor socioeconomic status and lack of education.
So, Mr. Harper, what is the level of awareness on infant mortality?
Well, Dylan, infant mortality is a major indicator when we are measuring the overall health of a community. So we are aggressively trying to educate the community on this matter.
Mr. Harper, within Leon County, there are at least 6 organizations that we as students of the College of Pharmacy have volunteered with whose goals are to reduce infant mortality within the county. So how effective do you believe that these are while we still have such a high infant mortality rate?
We are working diligently to get this information and education out to the public. It is an ongoing challenge every single day, and each of us are taking an active role to reach our ultimate goal to prevent infant mortality.
Thank you, Mr. Harper, for your time and information today. We hope that this will truly shine a light on infant mortality awareness within our county. And now we'll go back to the studio with the FAMU News team.
Thank you, Dylan. Asia interviewed an employee at Vital Statistics in Tallahassee, Florida earlier this week. Here's a recording of that interview.
What are the top 5 causes for infant deaths?
The top 5 causes that we're seeing is prematurity, unsafe sleep, and I would actually say unsafe sleep practices, chronic diseases, poor management of chronic diseases, things like such as hypertension, diabetes, obesity is a 4th, which could actually fall under chronic disease, but I would pull it, just separate it out. And then a 5th one, maternal infection.
Okay. All right. What demographic has the highest infant mortality rates in Tallahassee, Florida?
Well, for 2014, African-American babies were dying at a higher rate than any other race. Interestingly, 2013, African-Americans had a lower infant mortality rate than the white race, which hadn't happened ever.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay, and in your opinion, or, just based off of statistics altogether, how is the problem being handled in Tallahassee, Florida? Like, what programs besides Healthy Start or, Vital Statistics are really helping to combat the problem of infant mortality rates?
Well, what's interesting, capital area covers Leon and Wakulla County. And so through the Healthy Start program, what we do is When a mom finds out that she is pregnant, at her first prenatal appointment, every obstetrician in the state of Florida is required to screen her for risk factors that cause her to go into labor early. And every birthing facility in the state of Florida is required to screen every infant before they are discharged from the hospital for risk factors that cause that baby to die before its first birthday. Mm-hmm. So through that screening process, that's how individuals can enroll in Healthy Start. So what Healthy Start tries to do is we offer for the pregnant women breastfeeding, education and support, childbirth education and support, parenting, pregnancy health. We can link them to other resources that are available in the community. And then for infants, we do a lot of parenting. We do, secondhand smoke education for their parents, a lot of assessments, infant developmental milestone education for the families to make sure babies are developing the way they're supposed to. That's what we can do for families in the program. But what we are finding in our fetal and infant mortality review project is that when a lot of the families that are experiencing infant death, they are not in Healthy Start.
Okay. So you would say that it's better to have mothers, not even just young mothers, but mothers, period, involved in programs such as Healthy Start to make sure that their baby has a healthy start.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Being in Healthy Start increases the mother's chance during pregnancy. It increases her chance of having a positive pregnancy outcome. Women of childbearing age, which is 15 to 44, really do have to be thinking about what they are currently doing in the present time, and if they got pregnant right in that moment, would their infant be okay?
Right.
If I'm smoking, if I'm a smoker and I got pregnant right now, what problems would that cause during my pregnancy? If I'm drinking, what issues would that cause in my pregnancy? So we talk about those things, and we talk about reproductive life plans. Basically, that means what is your plan to either prevent pregnancy or what is your plan to have a baby? You have two choices, prevent it or plan it. And so that's something we really want to introduce in the community and make sure women of childbearing age are aware of.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I really do appreciate it.
No problem. You take care and give me a call if you have any other questions.
Yes, ma'am. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is Asia. Back to you guys in the studio.
Next, we have an interview with Angela Duford, a woman who lost one of her twins. We have Tyrissa Lawton covering the story.
Good evening, Ms. Duford, and thank you so much for your time. I asked you to be here today because I'm doing a study on infant mortality rates in Tallahassee, Florida, and I know that you've been personally affected by this issue, and I just wanted to gain your personal insight into this matter. So, to begin, would you just tell us a little bit about your story and how you've been personally affected by infant mortality rates?
Well, last year around this time, I was pregnant with twins, and despite complications during my pregnancy, I was able to deliver both babies. My son weighed in at about 2.5 pounds, and my daughter was only about 3.5 pounds. Both of my children were very sick for many months, and eventually my son stopped breathing on his own. I didn't understand why this happened to me, but I'm thankful for my baby girl, and I'm at peace with my situation.
I just can't even imagine what you went through and what all the other mothers in Leon County go through with experiencing the death of their babies. So, do you have any advice to give to other mothers?
One thing that I advise expecting mothers to do is to be aware and informed through every aspect of their pregnancy and after delivery. I learned the hard way about the importance of being healthy before conception.
That's some really good advice. Do you think that Leon County and the organizations within Leon County are doing a good job in preparing mothers for delivery?
No, I simply think that there is not enough information or programs out there for expecting mothers and current mothers.
And why do you think that infant mortality rates are so high on the south side of Tallahassee?
The south side of Tallahassee just doesn't have the resources or people who care to provide the resources.
What do you think that you can personally do or have already done to assist other women in the community?
I'm a part of different support groups where I advise young mothers, and I also participate in community efforts such as the March of Dimes.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you for giving me your feedback, and I just commend you on your efforts that you have within the community.
Thank you, Teresa. Our news team here had the opportunity to get a demonstration on how to properly lay down your baby in the crib.
Good evening. My name is Lakeisha.
And my name is Kaylin.
And this is Baby Phileas.
And we are here to demonstrate how to properly lay your baby down.
SIDS. SIDS stands for Sudden Infant Death Syndrome, and it's the #1 cause of infant death globally. So today, we're going to start by demonstrating 3 proper ways in order to lay your baby to prevent SIDS.
Position 1, tummy time. This is important for head and neck development. Do this only when you're with your baby.
Okay, so position 2 is on the side. This is important in order to rotate the baby. That way, your baby can have an even distribution of pressure around the head. It's also important so that it can prevent the flathead syndrome.
Position 3, back to the sleep position. This position is the most beneficial for a safe baby while they're sleeping unsupervised.
All right. So we want to thank you all for your time today. And remember to put your baby back to sleep. Bye.
For Brittany, Tawana, and the FAMU Pharmacy News Team, I'm Alex Bell. Tallahassee, you stay classy.
Attention, Tallahassee, Florida. Join us on Friday, October 30th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in FAMU College of Pharmacy's Blue Cross Blue Shield Auditorium for the Big Bend Baby Shower. Here at the Big Bend Baby Shower, mothers will receive a diaper bag with baby supplies, prenatal vitamins, coupons to exercise centers, and pamphlets on proper child care. This is on a first-come, first-served basis. Come on out again on October 30th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for your free diaper bag. Can't wait to see you guys there.